Hi everybody, my name is Bek and thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you want to know how I as a teacher pick a school for my own children, then stay tuned. Amira is going to go to kindergarten next year, and then after that she is off to primary school. I cannot believe it, and we as a family had to come to a decision about what did we want to do when it came to the direction for education for Amira. And as a teacher, I feel like it's such a tricky thing to do because you know the inner works of a school and just, you know too much. So here in Australia, we have two options. You can do state schools or you can do a private independent school. So state school is where you fall in a catchment and that's the school you can go to. It's like a district school and it's free education. Your second option is your private independent school where you get to pick the school that you want based on your criteria. When it came to our little family, we've decided to go down the route of private education, and we then had to think, well, what is our criteria? So here are my two main questions that we asked ourselves when it came to picking a school for Amira and for Zoe. Because obviously if Amira is going there, then Zoe is going to follow suit. So first of all, we had to think about who is Amira as a child and what are her needs. Then secondly, we had to think, well, what are our desires if we're paying for education that we want when it comes to schooling? So here's a bit of background information. Amira is a really shy, bashful child, and it's probably the age, I don't know, really. Early years is not my specialty. Once they get to preschool or prep, that's when I kind of know more about their developmental stages. So Amira is quite shy, but she loves knowledge, sucks it in. She, I think, is catching on to academics pretty fast and has a desire to want to learn. So based off that, we had to think of a school that was small enough for Amira not to go under the radar, but established enough so that the curriculum that they were teaching, the academics, the knowledge, was enriched and really good to support her thirst for knowledge. So that was kind of that aspect of the criteria when it came to thinking about a school that would suit Amira. The second thing we had to think about was, what do we as parents want? And probably more so, what do I want out of education? Because being a teacher, I guess my priorities on education might be different from other parents. So I as a parent don't want to have to be tutoring my child to bring them up to scratch when it comes to education. So I highly value a school that has a solid academic scope and sequence, which means that the knowledge that they're teaching from year to year builds and grows and develops so that the child is getting a really good, solid education, so that there are minimal holes. You know, you just have to do the usual parenting thing of doing homework and readers and assignments and stuff like that, but you're not having to sit down and teach concepts to your child. That's something that I really value because I don't want my relationship with my kids to be strained because I'm having to put a teacher hat on. I just want to be a parent. The second thing that I really value in a school is just educating a child on a holistic level. So not just looking at the academics, but we as Christians want to make sure that Amira is getting nurtured spiritually, that she's aware of other religions out there, that she's getting an education, both mind, spirit, body, everything. So the school that we're picking is a school that has been around for ages. It is a school that has great academic results, is so good at giving options when it comes to sporting and the arts, and is still a small school which is going to suit Amira down pat. It is a school that I love so much because it was actually my primary school. And to be honest, I didn't know if I was going to go down this route of picking this school because I thought I would always send the kids to the school that I was working at because it would be easier and those sorts of things. But then there's a part of me that while I was at work this week and I was looking out onto the playground, I thought to myself, if my kids were here at school, it would be so hard with those boundaries of like parent and teacher and the lines getting blurred. And I really actually want my kids to have anonymity when it comes to not being a teacher's child. I don't necessarily want them to feel like they can get away with things because I'm on staff. I want them to be treated like any other child. And I just feel like them going to a different school from me is going to be good for them and good for me. And it's also going to give me the whole parent experience, because I'm not going to be on staff. I'm not going to know any knowledge that any other parent doesn't know. I'm going to have to do school pickups and drop-offs just like any other parent. I will probably miss out on some things because I am going to be at work, and I feel like a little bit of me was quite sad at this because I always thought that I would be there for them. But at the same time, I know that this is the right choice for them, and I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. So Michael and I definitely feel like the school that we've picked for Amira and Zoe is the right choice for them. It's the right choice for us. And it's been such a journey, and it was such a big time where like we were going to and fro about, you know, is this best for our family? And we still have to do the interview process and for Amira to get accepted. But in saying that, she is going to their kindy next year, and part of the enrollment is that children with siblings get first priority, children who've gone to the early year centre get second priority. And I'm really praying that this is the school that Amira gets accepted into. It would be so good. But those are kind of like criteria that we've had to go through, the journey, the process. Obviously thinking about the finances, picking a school is a big deal. And I think it was the first time that I realized, oh my goodness, like I know that I've been looking after them and developing them and their life has literally been in my hands. But for me personally, I feel so strongly about accessing curriculum and getting those life skills and knowledge that's going to set them up for the rest of their life. And picking a school for me personally was like the biggest weighted decision that we've had to do so far. Oh, it's been a crazy roller coaster ride, but Mick and I are really happy and content with the choice that we've made. And yeah, it's all about thinking about your child and what suits them. If you really want a school that invests into their spiritual life, then pick a Christian school. If you want a school that really supports them because they're really sporty and they need that extracurricular stuff like performing arts and, you know, music, drama, art, all that sort of stuff, then pick a school that's like that. If your child just, you know, needs something else, just like a broad education, then pick a school that does broad education. Like, education at the end of the day is a business, and the reason why there are so many different types of schools is because the clientele is varied, and you as a parent get to pick a school that is best for your child if you go down the route of private education. If you go down the route of state education, then you make sure that you are in a catchment zone that you like the school of, which is tricky, but sometimes you don't have a choice. And you know what, at the end of the day, you just have to do what's right by you and your family. That's pretty much it. And as parents, we are willing to make sacrifices to do what's best for our kids, because that's what love is. It's unconditional. I'm excited about this new chapter. I'm hoping and praying that it all works out well. But yeah, that's just a little insight to the mind of a teacher and what we've had to do in the journey process of picking a school for Amira. I really hope you like this sort of a video, just getting to know us and our little family and the way that I think as a parent and as a teacher, and the crazy mix between the two worlds. So if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And if you haven't already done so, please hit subscribe because it really supports my channel. And if you want to get notified, tap that bell, because this parenting gig doesn't come with a rule book. We only have each other. And I would really love for you to be part of our YouTube family. And I'll see you in the next video.